Impasse venue.
A special thanks to the supporters who have embraced our project to build our eco-village. You are our cornerstone. The energy of the four elements. To master the elementals, the magician must first master them within himself, that is, he cannot ever succumb to the defects that characterize them. According to Eliphas Levi, in his book Dogma and Ritual of the High Magic, to govern elemental spirits and become the king of the occult elements, one must first have undergone the 4 trials of ancient initiations. Unfortunately, they were lost in time, but it is known that they constituted initiatory rituals in which the probationer went through risks involving each element. And today, we can substitute similar experiences. If you've ever been in danger at sea or river, you have the respect of the water elementals, and that's how it works with each element. Following the same logic, if an individual is afraid of the elements, he will never be respected by the elementals. A man who is afraid of heights will not be respected by the elementals of air. The Earth. Signs: Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Elements: gnomes. Suits: diamonds, pentacle or disc. Symbol: square yellow and Taurus. Color: emerald green. Polarity: feminine. Activity: introverted. Primitive quality: cold and dry. Direction: west. Temperament: melancholic. Magic instrument: sword. Ruler. Gob. Virtue: determination. Addiction: stubbornness. Divination art: geomancy and cartomancy. The physical plane. Their counterparts are stones, bones, the earth itself and dust, salt and rock salt, coins, metals and money. The earth element represents growth, development, fortification. Earth is what is tangible, solid, matter. Its qualities are heavy, dark, and controlled. It is carnal, the mineral part of our body. Process: burying and touching. The earth element is used to purify objects and people. Witches sometimes bury knives to clean them or dedicate them as a magic tool. Magic practitioners also touch the ground or earth to ground excess energy, or to feel the comforting presence of the earth. Often, we need a more earthly force to have our material achievements. Be a force to get a better source of income or conquer some desire. We can ask the elementals for this force to take the first step. Exercise 87. Contacting the forces of the earth. Go to a place where you can have privacy and contact with the earth. Take some seeds and a coin with you. Go barefoot and look for any sharp rocks. If you're right, she'll introduce herself to you. Draw a pentagram inside a circle. At the west end of the pentagram, get into a pentagram position with your arms and legs open. Breathe deeply and try to focus. Say it with authority. I. Say your full name. I find myself here, above the body of Geb, my sustenance. I cry to you, O great Gob, King of earth and keeper of your treasures. At this moment, feel the presence of a great king in front of you. I ask you to bless me with your grace, for I wish achievements that only your kingdom can give. Move the earth beneath my feet so that I no longer know the fall. Feel yourself filled with the energy that comes up through your feet and overflows into your head. She is golden, and from her head, glittering flakes of purest gold fall. Meditate on this for a few minutes. Join your hands in prayer and join your feet, bow your head slightly, in a cordial way and thank God's presence and blessing. Carefully and lovingly place a strand of your hair and the coin together with the seeds at the west end of the pentagram as an offering. Still with your head down, back out of the circle. This simple ritual brings us a powerful opening of the way and attraction of luck. Exercise 88. Communion with Earth. Ritual of Earth. Choose a fruit, it can be an apple for example, or any other, a small glass of red wine and a handful of salt. Go to a quiet place where there is land. Put your hand in contact with the earth of the place, take a handful in your hand, take a good look at this element. Caress the earth as if you were rubbing the skin of a large docile animal, feel that the earth you touch has life. Then bury the fruit, throw in 3 handfuls of salt and finish by pouring the wine over it. Say it in a low voice. O Gaia, receive all gratitude from me for all that you kindly offer me. This ritual can be done at other times when you feel like it. With this ritual you will commune with the earth element. The elementals of earth. Gnomes. The people of ancient Greece had the belief that in everything there are demons. Gnomes are one of several classes of earth demons, responsible for accumulating, guarding, and protecting its riches and treasures. They are beings with a rather peculiar temperament. They tend to hate the human easily, when this human has no respect for their kingdoms and properties. It's always good to leave something when you take something out in the realm of these elementals. It can be a lock of hair, seeds or coins, deposited in place. When conquered, they become good supporters, not letting us fall into misery. When offended, they usually get in the way of their target's material and financial lives. Make appearances and disappear with important objects. They also attack in a similar way to the acts described in the Brazilian legends of Saci-Pererê, Capara, and Curupira. I made a mistake with an elemental, now what? As explained before, elementals are conquered by the audacity, cunning and courage of the magician under their elements. If you somehow offend an elemental and it starts to torment you, there are ways to exorcise it. Exercise 89. Exorcism of the earth. Every time you need to work with this element, you need to perform the following ritual. You must perform this ritual in the indicated direction to salute and use the indicated instrument to exorcise and dominate this element. The earth must be exorcised by the sprinkling of water, burning of sulfur, incense on the day the ritual is performed, and the prayer of the gnomes. Prayer of the gnomes. Invisible King who took the earth for support and who dug its abysses to fill them with your omnipotence. You whose name makes the vaults of the world tremble. You who make the 7 metals flow in the veins of the stone, monarch of the 7 lights, remunerator of subterranean objects, transport us to the longing air and to the kingdom of clarity. We watch and work without rest, we seek and wait for the 12 stones of the holy city, for the talismans that are hidden, for the magnetic nail that crosses the center of the world. Lord, 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 have mercy on those who suffer. Expand our breasts, untangle and lift our heads, making us great. O stability and movement. O day wrapped in night. O veiled darkness of light. O Master, stop the wages of your workers. O Argentine whiteness, golden splendor. O crown of living and melodious diamonds. You who carry the sky on your finger, as if it were a sapphire ring. You who hide the wonderful seed of the stars on the stone of the kingdom of stones. Live, rain and thirst, eternal dispenser of riches, of which you have made guardians. Amen. Finish with the 100. LBRP Earth Banishing. This is a generic banishment. It can be done at any time, as it eliminates dense forces and entities, such as obsessors and astral larvae, that are found in the earth realm. Always remember that the earth element is the decanted element, it is the one who connects the other elements. This causes a certain conflict between magicians, but if you know how to use it and when to use it, it will be enough to banish certain telluric forces. Needless to say, banishment is not exorcism, so if you have problems with elementals, demons, or other denser or more dangerous beings, you should use another ritual for that. You will learn at the right time. In this ritual, we find the Kabbalistic cross ritual, which will be used in the rituals of exorcism of the elements. Memorize both. Exercise 90. Lesser banishing ritual of the Pentagram LBRP. This ritual is the lesser banishing ritual of the Pentagram, used generically before any ritual, but there are variations. Banishing and summoning earth. Banishing and summoning water. banishing and summoning fire, and banishing and summoning air. These differences are only in the directions where you start when drawing the pentagram in the air. Visualize a pentagram. At the lower left end is the earth element. At the lower right end is the fire element. At the upper left end is the air element. At the upper right end finds the element of water, and at the top central point is spirit. Knowing this, you start at the tip of the earth element, going up, doing the banishing movement, and start at the tip of the spirit, bringing it to the tip of the earth element, invoking. Whenever you need to banish, start from the element, tracing to the tip opposite it, and whenever you need to invoke, start tracing from the opposite side, bringing to the tip of the element. At the end, close the pentagram where you started. It is shaped like a pentagram because it works with the forces of the 5 elements. There is also the ritual in the form of a hexagram, as it deals with the 7 planets. Always before doing the LBRP we must do the Kabbalistic cross. Kabbalistic cross. Be inside a circle or visualize one around you. Stand in the center and, facing east, or facing your altar, close your eyes and imagine your body growing. You go on getting bigger, perceiving the clouds passing by you, the atmosphere, the planets, the galaxy, the universe. Grow to the point of all existence. The whole universe is just a point of light beneath your feet. Now you perceive a blue light, in all this vastness of nothing, above your head. That light is God. Still with your eyes closed, take this light with your right hand and bring it to your forehead, while saying, Atu. In this act, you are bringing the presence of God into your body, becoming the God of that circle. Then imagine a light descending from the cosmos to your head and radiating from your feet, filling the entire circle. Move your hand down to the genitals if you're a man, or to your belly if you're a woman, and say, Malkut. Here you visualize the great fertilizing energy of the universe energizing the entire environment and your feet standing at the base of the cross. Also viewing an energetic pillar at the center of the temple. Raise your hand straight up to your chest and go to your right shoulder and say, Vigibura. Visualize one of the arms of the cross representing severity. Draw a straight line to the left shoulder and say, Vigidula. Visualize the other arm of the cross representing mercy. Lower your hands and form a circle that ends above your head, placing your hands in a prayer shape as you say, Leulam. Still with your hands in the form of a prayer, go down to your chest and say, Amen. Translation. You are the kingdom, the power, the glory, ever. So it is done. Although Amen is always translated as it is actually an anagram of the Hebrew sentence Adonai Melech Naaman, meaning the Lord faithful King. Still facing east, draw a pentagram in front of you, always starting at the tip of the earth towards the spirit, left leg of the pentagram upwards, being the pentagram of banishing the earth, which can vary according to needs. Visualize this pentagram burning in a very strong azure blue light. At the center of the pentagram visualize the first name of God. YHVH. Breathing in and feeling it throughout your being. As you make the pentagram say, Yod Vav. When you're done saying it, stab the center of the pentagram. Go south, repeat the previous process of tracing the pentagram. Say, Adonai. Stab your center. Go west, repeat the previous process changing the name to and stab the center of the pentagram. Facing north, repeat the previous process, changing the name to Aguila. Stab your center. The invocation of the archangels. Return to the east and stand in a cross position, with arms outstretched and feet together. Vibrate the name of each archangel. In front of me, Raphael. Behind me, Gabriel. On my right, Miguel. To my left, Uriel. Around me, the pentagram's flame. And above me shines the six-rayed star. Visualize each archangel in their respective position guarding the temple and the magician, as well as representing each of the elements. Raphael with air. Gabriel with the water. Michael with fire. Uriel with earth. Thus the fifth element being the magician himself representing the spirit. Visualize all items created in this ritual, a large hexagram above your head and below your feet, 4 pentagrams, with the names of God in each direction of the circle, projecting ad infinitum, the 4 archangels in each direction of the circle, a central column of light that comes from the center of the cosmos, passes through you and passes through the earth beneath your feet. The lesser ritual of the pentagram has become the initial practice for every potential magician, being also one of the first practices taught in initiatory orders such as those of Masonic and Rosicrucian tradition and even the infamous Golden Dawn, which housed famous figures such as MacGregor Mathers, Aleister Crowley, Dion Fortune, Austin Osman Spare and Israel Regardie. The ritual consists of being a banishment, an energetic cleansing and a great introduction to aspects of Kabbalistic invocation. It consists of visualizing the flaming pentagrams and the Kabbalist cross inside the magician's temple, in addition to invoking divine forces and the great archangels to perform the ritual. Your willpower will also be heavily exercised, as the ritual will remain active as long as your willpower is keeping you strong. Also remembering that here happens the big turn in the key of understanding for some when they start to realize the big difference between two sentences very used in magic: imagination and visualization. For the ritual to be complete, the magician needs to actually visualize and concretize the forms created on the astral plane, not just imagine. Always putting the common sense that not all initiates on the path will achieve this practice without exercise, so a valuable tip is, between doing the ritual with imagination or not, stick with the first. For practice will lead to visualization. Another good tip is to do it with a lit lavender incense in your hand, as the smoke will briefly draw the pentagrams and this will make it easier to see. This rite can be performed with some magical weapon, such as a wand, a thame or sword, or with one's bare hands, using the figa form, dagger form or as if holding a chalk. It is important to memorize this ritual, as it is very important. Train once when you wake up and once when you go to sleep. Now you have learned one of the most important rituals for beginners, obligatory to memorize this ritual, as it will always be used before evocation rituals. The water. Signs: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Elementals: Undines. Suits: Cups or cup. Symbol: Silver crescent moon, Aquarius. Color: Blue. Polarity: Female. Activity: Introverted. Primitive quality: Cold and wet. Direction: West. Temperament: Phlegmatic. Magic instrument: Cup or chalice. Regent: Nixa. Virtue: Enthusiasm. Addiction: Melancholy. Divinatory art: Hydromancy or crystallomancy. The emotional plane. Its correspondents are pure water or alcoholic beverages, when offered to the entities. The water element represents movement, adaptation, emotions. Water is linked to feeling, love or lack of it. Process: Submersion and sprinkling. The water element is also used to purify objects and people. The two elements mentioned so far, earth and water, can be combined to form a powerful purifying agent by adding salt, which incorporates the earth element into water. Water can also be sprinkled over an object, place, or person that you wish to purify. Exercise 91. Communion with water. Take a crystal, glass, or a simple clear glass. Fill it with water, place it on a table or even on the floor. Sit down in front of the glass of water, take a deep breath, make yourself as comfortable as possible, try to let your emotions run free. Close your eyes. If you wish, put on some soft music, let yourself relax for about 5 minutes, doing the usual breathing exercises of the course. Right after this little relaxation, open your eyes and fix your attention on the glass of water, look well at the calm of this element and ask, mentally, that your energies harmonize with the calm and softness of the water. Say, mentally or quietly, may the grace of the goddess awaken in my being intuition, calm and purification. May the grace of the goddess awaken in my being intuition, calm and purification. May the grace of the goddess awaken in my being intuition, calm and purification. After the affirmation, stare at the water in the glass for about 5 minutes. It may be possible to go into gnosis at this point. After this concentration, mentally thank the feminine energy of the universe in your own way for the blessing received. Do this ritual for a week, every day. With this ritual, you will commune with the water element. Water, by itself, already reminds us of cleanliness. Africans and Amerindians brought us the practice of baths for cleaning, opening paths, attraction, among others. We often feel exhausted, tired, and are often attacked, even unconsciously, by vampiric people, astral larvae, or obsessors. Just like our anxieties, sadness, depressions, and all the negative emotions. For this reason, it is always necessary to take a cleansing bath. Exercise 92. Cleaning by water. Go somewhere where there is plenty of water and where you can safely sit in chest-deep water. This could be a pond, a calm river, or a calm sea. Take a rolled river stone or a crystal and chamomile, it can be a tea bag. At the water's edge, touch the water with your palms, asking Nixa for permission to enter her kingdom. Enter the water to a point where you can sit and the top of the water is between your chest and neck. Visualize a circle with a pentagram forming below you, at the bottom of the body of water. Say it respectfully and willingly. Here I am, in your womb, Grand Nixa. Imagine a light coming towards you, under the water, as if it were the reflection of the moon. Say, beautiful Nixa, wash my soul and mind, my body. Take away from me everything that attacks, hits, and hurts me. Purify me with your crystalline waters. At this moment, feel the undines, with the waves, swaying your body, in a back and forth movement. You visualize all the filth coming out of you, like the filth that comes out of a cloth when you shake it in water. Visualize the circle below you gradually glowing until you are enveloped in pure light. Meditate for a while on this contemplation. Deposit your offerings at the bottom of the body of water. If you use the chamomile tea bag, tear and shake so that the herb comes out of the envelope, bringing the envelope with you. Don't leave garbage in nature. Thank Nixa for coming and for cleaning up. Dip your head 7 times. Stand up, back out onto the water's edge. This exercise is very deep. If you feel like crying, cry. Let the waters cleanse you of everything you no longer want. Feel like another creature. In case of errors with the water elementals, you can perform the following exorcism. Exercise 93. Water exorcism. Water is exorcised by the laying on of hands, by the breath, and by the word. First process. Put the consecrated salt in some of the ashes from the censer. The salt and ash must be consecrated separately, saying, on top of the salt,
in isto sale sit sapientia et abi homini corruptione servet mentis nostra et corpora nostra per Hochmael et in virtude ruac Hochmael hescendanti abi isto phantasmata hiae ut sit sal coeletis sal terre et terra salis ut nutrientus bos triturantis et adat spei nostre cornua tauri volantis. Amen.
On top of the ash.
Reveratur sinis et fortem, aquarum viventus, et fiat terra fructificans, et germinet arborem vitae per tria nomina, que sunt Nesar, Hod et Yesod, in principio et in fine, per alpha et omega, qui sunt in spiritu azot. Amen.
When mixing water, salt, and ash.
In sale sapientiae eterne et in aqua regenerationis, et incinere germinante terrant novam, omnia fiant per Elohim, Gabriel, Raphael et Uriel, in saecula et aeonas. Amen.
The sprinkler must be made of branches of 7 herbs tied by a virgin string to a wooden handle that can be almond, quince, apple, or pine, on which the symbol of the 7 planets must be engraved with the magic dagger. Second process. Water exorcism.
Fiat firmamentum in medio aquarium et separet aquas ab aquis, que superium sicut, que inferius, et que inferius sicut, que superius, ad perpetranda miracula rei unius, sol ejus, pater est, luna mater et ventus banc gestanvit, in utero suo, escenditi a terra ad coelum, et russus in coelum in terram descendit. Exorcizote creatura aquae, ut sis mihi speculum Dei vivi in operibus ejus, et fons vitae et ablutio peccatorum. Amen.
Prayer of the Undines. Terrible King of the sea, you who hold the keys to the cataracts of heaven and who shut up the subterranean waters in the caves of the earth. King of the deluge and of the spring rains, you who open the springs of rivers and springs. You who command the humidity, which is like the blood of the earth, so that it becomes the sap of plants, we adore you and invoke you. To us, your unstable and moving creatures, speak to us in the great commotions of the sea, and we will tremble before you. Speak to us also in the murmur of the clear waters, and we will desire your love. Oh, immensity in which all the rivers of being will be lost, which are always reborn in you. Oh, ocean of infinite perfection! Height that is contemplated in depth, depth that you exhale in height, lead us to true life through intelligence and love. Lead us to immortality through sacrifice so that we may become worthy to offer you some water, blood, and tears for the forgiveness of errors. Amen. Finish with exercise 100. In the next class, we will learn about fire and air, and we will also learn how to set up our first altar. Don't forget to always perform the RMP, as it is a very effective ritual, and the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. If you liked it, like, share, and, if you can, consider supporting this channel so that our project can reach more people. Support links in the description.
Impasse Veni. Empassivado.